This video is supported by Central Oregon Radio, Central Oregon's #1 internet station. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the RangerRob Country Living Podcast. Welcome to a very cold day here in Central Oregon. Actually, a cold week. And before we get started, got to do some of the general things. Like, first of all, this is a podcast, so there is an audio version of this. So we have our live show every Thursday at 6 p.m. on Thursdays. And the audio version of this comes from Spreaker, which goes out to a whole bunch of other platforms like iHeartRadio, all your favorite platforms and stuff. So if you have a podcast software on your computer and or your cell phone, just type in Central Oregon, not Central, that's the wrong one, RangerRob Country Living Podcast, and just put it into your favorites. Be able to listen to any of our 59, yes sir, Bob, 59 episodes. Today is number 59. So and so we're also syndicated on Central Oregon Radio, which is at centraloregonradio.com, and you can listen to that easily by just downloading the Live 365 app from Google Play or Store or whatever they call it, and you just once again search for Central Oregon Radio, and it comes right up, put in your favorites, and you can rock out on our great classic rock and good music. And we also have Christmas kind of mixed in there. So, yeah, we got some good stuff in there. And our show is at 9 o'clock every morning, every day of the week, playing all of our different episodes. So it's kind of cool. So this show's a little different. I got to switch my comments over here a little bit here. The show's a little different. We did put at the top of the chat a link if you like to come on a show. So if you come on a show, you got to make sure you have, if you're on a laptop or your computer, you should have a webcam and you should have a microphone of some sort. The best thing you can ever do, just hop in there. Now, when you come first on in there, first of all, I've got to figure out who you are, and I'll see you on the tabs below. You won't be on the show right away. And we if we do have somebody on the show, we'd like to go about 10 minutes or something like that in case we get multiple people. We've never done this before, so we're calling this a coffee chat, but we've never done it before. And I'll confess, I'm in Facebook jail. Yes, sir, Bob. So I had a little trouble getting the show out to the shared areas that I usually go to, and thank goodness I am able to get on Sherry's account. So I got it out a little bit. So we might have a little bit of a low head count. But you are welcome if you'd like to be on the show and like to talk with us for 5-10 minutes or so. We'd love to have you on there. I do have open intro. I am going to be trying to there's two main homesteads I've talked to about bringing them on. MT Homestead was one of them. Another one was Quarter Mile Homestead. And so eventually we'll get them on. Since I didn't have all my facilities for posting the shows and stuff, I didn't invite any guests today. So that's the reason. So, but we'll get some guests, but you never know. We've had some very good things happening to the channel, so maybe we're starting to reach out to more people. So kind of a cool thing. And I need to make sure and get everybody introduced. My co-hosts here, John and Debbie Sternberg, Hobby Pig Homestead.
Hi, everybody.
And, of course, Aimee from DragonFly Farms. Welcome there. We love your hat.
Thanks.
Very Christmassy.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of that guy that was on the Andy Williams show. Not Andy, Andy Griffin.
That's a bit before my time.
Yeah. You remember the gas station guy? What was his name?
Dom Knotts.
No, that was his partner. There's a guy that worked at a gas station. He had a hat kind of like that.
Goober.
That's right. You're not a goober.
Okay.
Oh, she's a goober.
I don't see it, but okay.
And once again, I got to remind everybody, if you'd like to be in our chat, like to be on the podcast during the time that we're doing the live show, click the link up above. I pinned it up above. You click on it, and you don't have to download any software or anything. It just comes on for you. Now, if you don't have a webcam or you don't have a microphone, we could have a problem. But yeah, you're always welcome to join the show today if you like to, if you're brave. And let's see what we got going on. I am not forgetting today.
Shout out.
I'm working. You ready for shout outs? It's time for RangerRob shout outs. Yes, this is the time we want to recognize businesses, websites, and services. Here's today's spotlights. I did it, and I remembered to do it. I totally forgot to do this last week. Unfortunately, a lot of my shout outs are actually bigger channels already. And most people probably already know about them, but I've been getting a kick out of Living Traditions lately. The first one he was showing, what I really liked is they were putting a gate system through their chicken run or something like that, and it was really interesting to see how he one is it caused John and Debbie to spend a lot of money. That was kind of cool by buying a pounder, or what you call a fence post pounder that has motorized one.
Post hole digger.
And you got your little brackets in to put your gates on.
I did
on a T-post
brackets. Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So we have to blame Living Traditions for making us spend more money. So,
I love them.
Yeah, they're a good show. They've always been very traditional, very educational. They do a lot of how-tos, and they're very patient in showing some of the processes. And they have everything but horses, so you can learn a lot about. They have Idaho pasture pigs like us, chickens, of course, quail, cows, either dairy cows and or regular beef cows. So you can learn a lot from their channel. So check them out. Called Living Traditions Homestead.
No.
Yeah, they have rabbits too.
Oh, they have rabbits, meat rabbits too. And anything else I missed that they do? Besides just a nice couple.
Lots of canning.
And a lot, there's been a lot of cooking
canning,
and freeze drying. The other one, I think I've called these guys out before. I was going to try to get them in this week or maybe next week. MT Homestead. They've been doing a lot of lives, and so, but they've been actually fighting sickness too. And Quarter Mile Homestead, I wanted to make sure we call them out. They're in Pendleton, Oregon, and we will eventually get her back on here too. And then the last one I wanted to make sure is called Homesteady. I'm off and on that channel, but they did a really good one about the benefits and the not so much benefits of making your own videos. I kind of mentioned that a little bit in the last show, of making a homestead channel and things like that. So, which motivated me to talk about it a little bit more in my videos too. So that's my shout outs. Anybody else got any stores? John, you and I have one store we should call out.
Yeah.
Is, Redmond Feed
Central
and Irrigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when we went there, we ordered a lot. I ordered 15 bags of pig feed. You ordered 2, plus some other kind of things. And the kids that are working there must have been a little bit slow. We had like 5 kids loading the truck, but they were throwing the bags from the beginning to the end. So it was really cool. I actually got it on video. And so I think Monday's video, you'll be able to see how the kids did that. But it was kind of fun. And the kids, I'm sure that they're not really supposed to be doing that, but they were having fun. And it was a good day to do it. And so we had a real good time. And they were very polite kids, loaded our trucks up, saved me and John a hernia till we got to my house. And John's still in pain. And
Yes, I am.
I'm always in pain. So, yeah. But, yeah, it was kind of fun. So, hats off to any other businesses that you guys have dealt with lately. It just kind of like, wowed you lately? Nothing?
What's that other feed store we go to? They're really good, too.
Central Oregon.
Oh,
Yeah.
The other one.
yeah, those guys. Yeah, I think it's called Central Oregon Feed. Isn't it?
Feed, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there too. Those guys are just very, very happy people.
Yes, they are. In fact, I went in there one day. Oh my gosh, I was dying. I went in there and told him I needed help because, well, what did he say? That I'm not qualified to do that.
I'm not qualified to do a lot of things.
That's funny.
So yeah, business wise, I got to tell you, I know a lot of people around here. We have a store called Oliver Lemon's grocery store, I can tell you, every time I've gone there, a lot of them watch our show, and they're always very kind and polite. Yes, they're a little more pricey than the others, but I tell you, there's certain things that they do really well at. One is their meat department. Their deli department's really cool now. They got sushi now, and it's not bad.
What?
Yeah, they got sushi. It's good. Um, and also, yeah, it took them forever to get a sushi guy in there, but they do sushi now.
Awesome.
So every time I go to get feed on Tuesdays, except when John takes me, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Well, I kind of did. I stop at Oliver Lemons and get my lunch, and I get myself like a little package of sushi to take home for lunch. It's yum yum. And anyway, that's a good store. I like their meat department. I like their deli, and I like their fruits and vegetables are actually pretty good. I mean, if you're like in a pinch and you need to make a salad, you need a tomato, you need green onions or something, they usually have really nice ones there. A little bit more pricier, but it's there. And as long as it's good quality, I don't mind spending a little more. So, but once in a while, their heads of lettuces get kind of high. So that kind of makes you like, what? $4.99, $5.99? And then it just all depends on where they're getting it. So, but yeah, for a couple of weeks there, people will complain about $5.99. It's like, oh yeah, it was $5.99 for a head of lettuce. So it went down. But that's the reality. So that's our shout out. So I hope it helps people out, and we also hope that other people give us shout outs eventually too. So, Aimee, you had a crisis. So did I.
Oh, yeah, which one?
So let me explain to people that aren't from this area. So Sunday was a beautiful day. In fact, it was warm enough to thaw out hoses. I was able to fill up tanks and all that stuff. It was actually a kind of a nice day. And then they were saying that there might be some snow sprinkles or something on Sunday, but oh no, they totally missed it. Totally missed it. It dumped snow. It dumped
For
snow on
24
Sunday.
hours.
Yeah, and it was a wet, heavy snow, so trees were bending over. Had to kind of check all the equipment, the roofs on places and stuff like that. It was a mess, and still a mess, because now we got freezing temperatures all week, and so all the snow is not going anywhere. So
yeah, 14 tonight.
Yeah, and so I'll let you start with your catastrophe, and I had one on the same day, but you had some unexpected visitors.
Yes, and unwelcome visitors as well. The moral of the story is do whatever it takes to, I'll preface this to say, the moral of the story is do whatever it takes to be able to keep your property secure, as in being able to shut your gates.
Yes.
There was so much snow, and the way that the daylight fell and everyone's schedules, our gate stayed open on Sunday night. And we always shut our gate. So the one night that we left our front gate open, I woke up in the morning very early, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And at first, I'll tell you, I thought that our pig was being attacked. I thought what I heard was the pigs squealing. So I threw the dog out the back door. Dustin's always telling me, if you think that there's someone or something, put the dog outside. So I did. But as I shut the door, I realized, it dawned on me, I can hear the pig snoring. So that wasn't it. And I thought about it. And I walked into the kitchen to make coffee. And I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. And I look out. And lo and behold, there's a horse right out on my front porch. And it wasn't mine. A horse that was not mine. And it turns out there was 2 horses outside my house that were mine. So the horses had wandered onto the property, hearing or smelling our horses because we'd left the front gate open. So that was about 4 o'clock in the morning. Fast forward to 10 o'clock that morning.
And this is while, by the way, this is while it's still snowing like crazy.
Oh yeah. And slick as all get out. And so from 4 to 10, these horses came and went. And about 5 o'clock, we chased him off our property because our horses were getting very upset. We actually had one of our gates come off the hinges, and the luck about it is that our horses didn't know their gate was off the hinge. So our horses were very upset at these strange horses. Our horses were, pawing at the gate, and what I had heard was our horses, at these other horses, trying to get them to go away. So we ran these horses off the property, and I went and grabbed a snow shovel, and I was going to go shut the front gate. And Dustin's uncle said, "Oh, honey, wait until it's light, and then I'll get the tractor." I thought, okay. So I waited until he went back inside, and I went and grabbed a snow shovel. But he saw me do it, and he came out and he goes, "Honey, it's dark. Those horses won't come back. Wait till daylight." So I said, "Well, Uncle knows best." So I've been up since god awful 30. So I just laid down and closed my eyes on the couch, and I hear the horses screaming again. Sure enough, they were back. So we chased them off again. And this time, instead of going off of our property, they ran around the barn to where the cows are and all of our hay. And they thought that looked pretty tasty. And Aubrey comes out. She says, "Mom, Meatloaf's real upset. I'm afraid she's going to go through the electric fence. Those horses are over there upsetting her." So those horses had knocked the gate to the pasture off the hinges and tore a hole in the fence. And now those horses were making our cows upset, which is we do what we can to keep Meatloaf happy, believe me. She's a big girl. So by this time it was daylight. We finally got them off the property. Uncle fired up the tractor. We got that gate cleared, the front gate, and we shut that gate so that they could not get back in. And then it was still another 3 hours before we were able to find the owners of these horses. And I guess they didn't have social media, and they didn't know that the horses were gone.
Wow.
Big shout out. I got a shout out. Ready?
Go for it. Wait a
Big
minute. You're
shout out to
frozen.
the Crooked River Ranch.
The Crooked River
Tell me
Ranch,
when
what
I'm back.
again? I think we should go ahead. Crooked River.
Crooked River Ranch horse enthusiast.
Darn it. Apparently it doesn't want you to say it. Okay, you there?
Yeah.
Say 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
we're here.
Crooked River Ranch
Okay, so it's
horse
Crooked
enthusiast.
And it was Crooked River. What again? You're cut off.
I'll type it in the
Right.
chat to you. Crooked River Ranch horse enthusiasts.
Mm.
It's a Facebook group here on the ranch, and they're all people who love horses. Now, you guys, I don't love horses anymore. Over the course of the last year, they're not my favorite anymore. But there are people in this community who came together. One gal helped us catch up these horses. The neighbor loaned us her corral, so we had a place to put them safe away from our. And somebody else drove down. They knew where the owners lived. They drove down to the owner's house and knocked on the door, and were able to alert the owners that way. So thank you to the horse community here on the ranch. Really came together.
That's nice.
It could have ended real bad. It was a foggy, icy day. Those horses could have got hit by a car. One of them, his blanket had come loose, and it's bad news when a horse's blanket comes loose because they can break a leg. There's a lot of injuries that can happen. But in the end, they went home.
Bill.
Yay!
Anyway, yeah.
So that's the story.
Yeah, we got a good community. I think it's my internet's acting up today, not your guys's. So sorry. I don't know if anybody knows it, and let me see if I can show you guys just how much snow we got. Hang in there. Yeah, so let me give you a good example. We turn this on. That's my chicken coop. Now, everything looks low in the middle there as I took the tractor through there, but that's a good foot of snow we have here.
Yeah.
And little piglets are sleeping. If you guys want some piglets, some awe. So that's my 5 piglets there. They have a heat lamp, so they're kind of spoiled. But here's a good example where it really looks like in our backyard.
Yeah.
Looks like
And
our
it's not-
yard.
It's not snowing, but we got kind of a fog. So anyway, so you can kind of see we're kind of dealing with, now obviously these guys in back east and stuff get a lot more snow than we do, but to us it's crippling. So that's all I can say. So Redbird, hi there, Redbird Farm. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
And you can there's a welcoming chat link up above if anybody wants to come visit. So that same day, Sunday, which we got this terrible snow, that's a wet, terrible snow. It was just bad, heavy stuff. And so our branches all over. We could hardly even walk through the front yard, even to the cars. It was all these branches blowing. So we, Sherry and I spent the morning shaking trees off, especially around fences and stuff. But our emergency it happened was kind of funny, but not funny. So we're feeding the pigs, and Sherry's just got done feeding Sparky and turned her back to Sparky and was starting to get some water or dipping for something like that. I'm looking over there and I'm going, Sherry, Sparky's walking through the fence. And she's, what? I said, Sparky's getting out. She turns around and Sparky it was no power at the fence. Walked right through it. And I thought Sherry's going to wet her pants. Because Sparky can be unusual and scary. So she's like running to the fence gate, hides behind it. And I was out by the feed thing. So I came out there and so I took a pig board. So if everybody knows what a pig board is, I have a big 6-footer. I'm ordering another one, by the way. And that made all the difference because Sparky can get pushy. And he's not a mean pig, but he's a boar. And so when the boar is loose, hell can break loose. But so he's walking, he's checking. He walks over to the babies, says hi to all the babies. And I've got this pig board trying to shove him around. He's just like doing what he wants anyway. And then goes around. He actually came into one of the piglets paddocks, just walked right through the fence. And I got him turned around. He walked right back out, came around, and then he discovered the sows. And all you can hear out of Sparky was, ar, 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 ar. And 100% boar came out of him saying, there's my girls. And so he wasn't interested in anything else but his girls. So I just lowered the fence, let him go in there to get him under control. And it's like, it was one of those, there's no way I'm going to get him back to his paddock. His hormones are going. And and the girls were kind of happy to see him too. So, anyway, so we ended up letting Sparky go ahead in with the sows, which means I'm going to have probably piglets in April. And I may have 2 sows delivering at the same time. So, yeah, that was not the plan. I was only going to put 1 sow over there. But Sparky had other ideas. And so even during the next day on Monday, Sparky got out again. And that's when I called Debbie and John over. And we kind of reinforced, kind of cleared the fences, make sure they weren't grounded out. And I put 2 energizers on that paddock. And he hasn't moved since. So yeah, we weren't very happy. The snow really threw us and definitely caused havoc with the paddocks. And so I'm totally convinced I've got to hard fence the boar because he's just, he's insane. And so I can handle the fact that he got to my 2 sows, but I don't want him to get the idea that he can leave again and terrorize any of my teenage piglets. Because I do have some females there, but they're not they're not causing any hormonal smells to get his attention. So we need to make sure he's fenced up good before they start getting that way, and it won't be long. So Anyway, that was not fun, and I made all the difference. Now, for those of you that are pig people, if you do not have a pig board, uh, I would say you're insane. If you got a board and you don't have a pig board, I'd say you're insane because uh, the board I felt totally comfortable shoving my big boar around. Did not intimidate me. I kind of controlled him a little bit from some things and stuff, but the pig board made all the difference. He wasn't butting his head or nothing. Uh, and the reason being, if you're not a pig person, is pigs don't see your body, they see your kneecaps. And so when you have a board, a pig board with handles, all they see is that board and it stops them in their tracks. And they just, oh, there's a wall there. And that's all they react. So it was, so I totally got in a comfort zone dealing with the boar with the pig board. But if you don't have a pig board, and then he'll start swaying his head and he's starting to get his tusks, and that could get pretty scary. But anyway, so that was my excitement on Sunday and Monday. And yeah, we had problems. The snow just caused havoc, and it just wasn't a good situation at all. So, but yeah, and it's a yucky snow. And you guys have the same kind of shop barn like we do with the roofing. You have steel roof on yours, Aimee?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, well, ours is pretty big in the back, so it wasn't the next day. All the snow slid down that thing. You wouldn't believe the pile of snow almost to the top of the roof.
Ours did the same thing.
That
Hey,
was a lot of
Rob,
snow.
can you
Yeah.
tell people where you get your boards at?
Can you
Actually,
make
I
it?
ordered my pig board on Amazon. You can get 4-footer or 6-footers. I suggest you go to get a 6-footer. It seems kind of long, might be a little heavy, but it's nice to have the maneuverability. And I know we're going to love those pig boards when we go to load pigs into trailers or trying to get them set up for processing. And
What's it made out of?
this was made out of
Like
a plastic. Yeah. And I really didn't use it much until then, but I'm now a big
You're
big
pro.
believer. I'm a believer in the pig boards.
I would assume Coastal and Wilco and the Tractor Supply store would have them as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but they might. I mean, they might keep them in their back rooms and stuff like that because most people wouldn't know what they are. But but if you just go to Amazon, maybe it's too, it might be too expensive there. You might want to check your local supply stores. But pig board, nice. Hi, John. Good to see you. Did you catch our escape pig story? Well, you probably got it on the videos. So I did something unusual. I got to admit is I launched 4 videos on the same day. Never done
Yes,
that.
you
before.
did.
I did a part 1 through 4, and I thought, and it's kind of, so my videos get scheduled every other day. So we do Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Anyway, we had a Tuesday opening, and we had all this excitement. I didn't want a video coming out like once the snow cleared, it wouldn't kind of have the same impact. So I thought it'd be nice to have a recent report on what happened in the weather-wise for the locals around here. So I was like, all right, I've never done this again. So every 15 minutes from 7 o'clock, I launched a video. And I'm actually surprised how well those videos are doing. And I made sure that one referred to the other one at the end and all that stuff, and it came out really good. So, John, did you like those? John Pearson says, oh, pretty cool. Oh, at the time, it wasn't very cool. But I didn't realize I took so much video, and it was like, no way I was going to make that one video. So I just broke it up so people could kind of watch it at their own speed. So, because we had the boar breaking out twice. One day, one of the videos was kind of calm, but giving you an idea how much snow we got. And hopefully you can get an idea that everything we did, and I'm sure Aimee would agree to, well, I'm sure John and Debbie would too. Everything we did on that day was hard, whether walking to a paddock, getting to your animals, trying to water them, trying to keep things under control, checking your fences, branches not damaging your fences and your property.
So cold it hurt your lungs.
Yeah.
And
hurts to breathe. You can feel the icicles in your nose.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well,
I was-
I've
And there's
taken
that
to
much.
using the truck just to go out there now because my back is so sore. I'm
Oh,
trudging through the snow.
It's hard. I mean, yeah. I mean, by the time I do my rounds, walking through that snow, even though I did cut some paths, it's still. This is by the time I'm done, I'm spent.
Yeah, and you're so dang cold you can't hardly move.
Yeah,
I don't think it got this cold last year.
I don't remember it getting this cold either.
I
We
tell
might
you,
have had 1 or 2 days of it, but we're going on first week of the solid freezing temperatures, and they're talking about it next week, but they're talking about precip again, so we could get snow on top of the snow that I just showed you guys.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
uh,
Tuesday.
and it's slick. It is so slick outside. No, because here at least, we've got our little paths cleared, and then we've cleared with the tractor where the cars go. But especially where the tractor went, and then the paths that like my goats have made, that's
Yeah.
tramped down and melted a little, froze, and it is slicker than snot out there. It is
Yeah.
so slippery.
My greenhouse door is freezing. I almost couldn't get in there to feed the rabbit this morning.
Oh man, yeah.
By the way, John, and John. I got
yeah.
a bunch of Johns today. If anybody wants to come on, and I put a link up above in the chat. If you guys are interested in coming in and saying hello for 5 or 10 minutes, we'd love to have you. John, John Pearsons. This is your chance to make your appearance. Just click that
Come on,
button. You can
John.
do it. John Smith, you're welcome. You're always welcome here. You know that. And then of course we got our John from John and Debbie. Got lots of Johns here. So if people come over and say, "Where's the John?" I say, "Right here."
Which one?
Yeah,
See,
we're
I
just
was
a
going to
bunch
ask
of Johns.
Amy also about your rabbits. How are the babies doing? You had some adorable pictures on Facebook.
I
Oh my
couldn't
gosh.
find them.
Oh no, I'll have to send you more. Or come back over if you can.
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite stage. I don't know exactly how old they are. 4 weeks, maybe. Their
Wow.
eyes are open. Their little ears perk up. This is my favorite stage in bunnies. They're just like a little handful of floof. I almost had Aubrey bring me one for the podcast. They are so gosh darn adorable. They are so cute.
I forgot I didn't announce that we have a baby too that we got over the weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
A
yeah.
baby chicken. One.
Hey, I checked mine today for the third day.
Yeah.
I checked it, and it looked like the bottom was kind of cloudy on 3 of them,
Possibility.
but the rest of them I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Give it about a week and a half. You'll be able to tell for sure.
First time chicken hatcher. And then I went and ordered a different incubator.
Yeah, so
That's
it's like
John's Christmas
about the only
present.
thing we can do this time of year for entertainment is like, oh, let's throw a couple of eggs in the incubator and see what happens.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this one that I got since first time, it said, and I even went back and looked, and it said that it turned the egg. It doesn't. So I got to go in there and turn them 3 times a day, and it's like, oh no. So I ordered a
Oh,
new one
my.
today.
In fact, today's video that came out was about the baby chicken, I think. So yeah, if you want to see it, you can kind of get it. You'll be able to see an incubator. Ours actually has the rollers in it, so they roll the eggs every 2
That's
hours.
the kind I got with the rollers in it.
Yeah, and it has these really nice. I mean, if the humidity drops a little bit, just need to add a little more water. It just yells at you for anything and keeps the temperature's not right, because if you take the lid off, the thing has a fit, and it's like, wow, this is a pretty neat little incubator for it's not that expensive. I think what'd you pay for it? Do you remember, Debbie?
I'm not going to tell you.
Did you get a better price than me?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I did.
Where'd you buy it at?
This
Bargain
one
hunter.
holds, this one
No.
holds, I think it said 56 eggs for $12.99.
$12?
You know, you shouldn't ask me.
How did you do that? That's impossible.
Walmart.com.
Where?
Walmart,
$12 for an incubator like that?
$12.99.
That has to be a computer error, which you made out well.
You say that, you could say that about everything I get better than you.
She is
That's
a
good,
bargain
though.
hunter.
Good for you.
You know, I hunt and hunt and hunt until I find the best.
That's good.
Although Zoe just told me a story about when she went thrift shopping with you, and at first I didn't catch it. I thought she was telling me about something she saw someone else do.
What did I do? Oh, the
You
sticker?
made sure that you got the deal that you wanted.
Yeah. What did she do?
Probably switched the sticker. There was 2 on there, so I took the lowest one, probably.
Good for you.
I couldn't believe it. At first, I thought she was telling me about something she saw somebody else do in the store. She told me, and I said, "Oh, well, we're not going to do that." And then she goes, "It was Grandma Debbie." She said, "You don't tell, I won't tell." I was like, "Oh, Zoe, we don't do that."
Yeah, it had 2 different stickers on it, so I took the highest one off. Yep, that was me.
Well, so much for
Going to hell.
so apparently you're not kids aren't going out with Grandma Debbie anymore, huh? Bad influence. She's a criminal.
Next time they're going to come home and say, "I learned how to shoplift."
I teach my kids well.
Yeah. So if she takes your kids shopping again and you all have to wear trench coats, don't let them go.
Like, let me see how many pockets you got. We're going to sew those shut.
That's right.
I'm sure if anybody else would have came up with 2 stickers, they would have took the highest one off first too.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, since I still have Aimee kind of highlighted again here, you got a show coming up this weekend, don't you?
This weekend, I meant to check the times. Guys, I'm so bad. It's on Sunday, and it's at the General Duffy's Annex building. Like 50 vendors. It's a great time to get those last-minute stocking stuffers. At this point, it's a gamble if things are going to show up in the mail if you order it now for Christmas. So instead, shop local, support your local artists and vendors. I never do shout outs at the right time. Straight Up Sourdough, the sourdough gal here on the ranch, she will also be there at General Duffy's. And I know that her Christmas baking schedule is pretty darn booked. So run down to General Duffy's Annex on Sunday and grab you up something if you can't get on her waiting list.
Okay, so I don't get out much. So General Duffy's, where is this? Where's it at?
Downtown Redmond. You can look it up on Facebook. Follow DragonFly Farm on
some of us can't use Facebook anymore.
Oh.
So it's in downtown Redmond.
Yes. Okay, hold on. I'll look it up.
Is it like a Grange or what is it?
It's a building. Sometimes they have concerts
there.
there.
It's a building?
It is a building. We'll look it up.
Okay.
General Duffy's Waterhole is a beer garden. It's at 404 Southwest Forest Avenue in Redmond.
Stay safe. Yeah.
Okay. Can you get a beer while you're there?
I heard you can get a mimosa and shop. So doesn't that sound nice? 10 to 5 on Sunday.
Elijah's going to be gone all winter. What are we going to do without him?
Oh,
like our only one of 3 people that come to watch our show.
New Year's.
Well,
it's good to take a break though sometimes from social media.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what our schedule is the rest of the year, but I think we could probably sneak in one more show before Christmas. Probably take the rest of the time off till after New Year's. What day is New Year's on? Anybody know?
The 1st.
Saturday night.
Last 24 hours.
I think it's a Saturday.
I was just curious if it fell on a Thursday. What a smart Alex. I hope you know I just ordered my Idaho Pasture Pig calendar.
Oh.
Yeah, they make a special calendar every year. Anyway, so it's got a Caleb in there. Cause remember we're making fun of him on that picture. That was for the calendar. So,
nice.
On a Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday, Sunday.
So maybe kind of I'll let everybody. I'll post on Ranger Rob on Facebook when I'm out of jail, which will be tomorrow. That whether we have a podcast coming up or not, I'll let you know. I got to get over to let's see, to John and Debbie a little bit. First of all, what kind of problems are you having with the piglets as far as with the snow and ice? Anything in particular?
Just getting out there to them is our only problem.
Yeah, they're doing great. They just stay in their little log cabin and they come out to eat and drink, and that's about it. They're in there the whole time. But we really haven't had any issues with them.
I tell you, one thing that's really cute with mine is the piglets have a trail along the side of their paddock, and they have 200 feet of paddock fencing. And mine, I use a Premier so that it moves around, but they got this perfect trail track around the outside of that. And so when I come out and they get the zoomies, oh my gosh, and they all follow the trail. And so it's just hilarious to watch them every day run their little trail because they're all excited to get fed. But pigs and zoomies are so funny. Oh my gosh. But so you just
question down there from John.
Oh, John.
Oh, merch site. Where can we buy a mug like yours?
Oh, Amazon.
Okay.
I think you have to type in Ranger Rob Country Living mug, and I think it'll. So anything we do have, I have it done at Printful, and then I can download it to Amazon on my account, and it puts it in there. So things like our hats and stuff like that. But it'll be shipped to you directly from Printful, not from Amazon, and it's a pretty quick process. So if you like the little mug, this little mug. I mean, it's not a lot of whole things on it. It's just the logo. I was going to put other things on it, and I'm going, that looks kind of dumb. So I just left the logo on there. But yeah, the only thing I don't have on there is the jacket. I got this new denim jacket. It looks out really good, and it didn't download right. So I took it off, but I'm going to try again. But it's a cool jacket. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, Debbie and John, I was going to ask you about your water situation. Any improvements, new processes, or anything to make it easier?
Carrying jugs.
It sucks.
Other than me throwing them in the back of the truck and driving them out there now instead of carrying them.
Yeah, we just started doing that. Yeah, today.
Yeah, yesterday. Because my back's
so
just
far
too sore.
out there.
Yeah, I know. You know, if you only had a tractor.
Yeah. It's in the works. It's on the priority list.
I was like, I keep bringing things up, and you guys run out and buy it. So I thought, well, I'll try the tractor, see if they'll buy one. So if you wonder what we're joking about a little bit, guys, is we were talking about this paddock stuff, and I told them there's no way I'm building this new paddock with the 16-foot pig panels and stuff without buying a gas fence pounder. So before you know it, Debbie goes on the hunt for the best deal on one, and before you know it, like 2 hours later, don't buy one, we just did. Like, oh, okay. Which I'm quite grateful, but I was like, I got a feeling I might be using it more than they are the first year. So,
oh no,
remember we're working on that barn.
Well, that's true, yeah, but yeah, because I'm gonna have quite the project once we can ever see our ground again. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that's all we're waiting on.
Yeah. See, you got your water covered, and also anything unusual you've had to do dealing with the snow to your household or your homestead, like roofs problems, anything that's been kind of just plaguing you since the snow?
I've been keeping an eye on the greenhouse that we built, the other half of the barn. Yeah. And it's holding up really good. I mean, it's got a whole pile of snow on it, and it's staying intact.
What, Aimee?
We lost our greenhouse.
The whole thing?
There was, right before the snow hit, there was those terrible 2 nights of wind, just horrid wind. So the wind knocked the frame loose, and then I jingle. My bells.
Do that again.
Between the wind and the snow, it is jacked up.
The one by
it's
the.
gonna have
Are you
to have.
talking about the one by your chicken coop?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The front where the doors are, it just like.
Can you save it?
We can save it, but I mean the pieces are all there, but it needs a major overhaul. It's just
I'm so sorry, man.
Mama, you guys really use your greenhouse heavy.
Yeah, one panel come off
down.
ours.
Yeah.
So all I had to do is just push it back up into place, and it survived.
Yeah,
it was right over the rabbit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's okay. It's those front supports above the door which needed reinforcing anyway, but the wind and then the snow, and it is jacked up.
Yeah. Are you growing anything in your greenhouse?
Not growing. We were trying to keep a couple of fig trees alive, and now I can't shut the greenhouse. So that reminds we should take those into our big shop with the metal roof. There's a wood stove in the shop, and I am a master fire builder now. I'd like everyone to know 3 days in a row I started a fire from scratch and kept it going all day long. Because I like to keep the fire stoked in there. When I go out, and like a lot of my craft stuff's out there too, because this is much more than a closet. So I poke around in the shop quite a bit throughout the day. So it takes the chill off. It doesn't like heat it like it heats your house because it's a real big shop. But the first winter we were here, the fig trees survived. They were just little seedlings, and they survived by staying in the shop. So that I'm going to have Dustin bring the fig trees into the shop instead of the greenhouse because it's wide open now.
I was going to ask you guys, like, are you guys doing any alternative heating? Sounds like you do in your shop.
We have not. We have the heat lamps, and I have a electric fireplace out in the greenhouse, but I have not used it yet.
So what are you going to do if you lose power for a long period of time?
We have a generator.
Oh, makes sense. Well,
well,
you got a generator. Are you just going to use like a portable heater or something, or?
We got it for the animals?
No, for your house.
Oh.
The generator will do the propane stove.
Oh.
Yeah, all we got to do is have it plug in the fan on top. We got heat.
Cool. I was just curious. Everybody's got kind of clever things they do for temporary emergencies. We got a pellet stove, so yeah. That's the other thing. For those, you guys didn't have it like we did. But our power was off all day long, up to almost 9:30 at night. So I had put a generator outside of the back house, brought in some power cables, and ran our pellet stove. And most of the power I was supplying to the house wasn't even for me and Sherry. It was for the incubator, for the baby bird heat lamp, and the aquarium to keep the fish alive. And we got one outlet out of 4 and that went to the people, and it was for the pellet stove. So. And then I have coffee and stuff like that. I just put a Coleman stove out in the garage, and I brought a percolator out. And so we had hot water for hot chocolate and coffee. So made out all right. But we had to kind of pull into the prep stuff a little bit. So
we also have our trailer that's ready too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do the same thing.
We just go out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if it gets too long, if the power's off too long, we can go out there. The propane tanks are full. Water, all that's out there.
So yeah, New Year's is coming up. Anything unique coming up for New Year's? Guys getting excited for a new year? Or are you kind of dreading what they're saying about next year? Anything?
Don't listen to those people anymore.
Yeah.
Don't listen to those people anymore. They don't know what they're doing.
Well,
and that was being nice.
Yeah. I mean, even our locals can't even predict the weather.
Yeah.
But what are we doing on time here? Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm surprised, man. We made it almost the whole hour.
I know. We didn't even have anything to talk about. They got a big old list there of stuff. So on New Year's Eve, we also have the option here of coming online and doing New Year. Last year, 2 years ago, I put this. I'll never do that again. Me and John Smith did something on New Year's, and that was a disaster. But it wasn't had to do with homesteading at all. But anyway, but yeah, we can do something online if we want to. A little meet and greet or something on. It doesn't even have to be at midnight either. You can do it at 8 o'clock at night or whatever, and you could come on and see if anybody wants to say. What's that?
We're gonna have a house full of company New Year's.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be at my parents'.
I'm gonna be eating, whatever it is. I'm gonna be eating.
Yeah, so are we.
I've been cooking some really cool stuff. The latest thing, I am obsessed with Korean barbecue sauce. So I tried it on baby back ribs 2 days ago in a Traeger, and I made these 3-2-1. They call them 3-2-1 baby back ribs. Anyway, that coating it was really good on chicken. Well, I tried it on I said, I got to try it on baby back ribs. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. Totally amazing. So, yeah. And we can't, and then we always think we're going to have some leftovers. It's just not working. So too good. Let's see. Eggs. How's everybody doing on getting eggs? You getting better, worse, same?
I'm getting lots of eggs.
Really?
Good.
Yeah.
I know where to send people.
All laying.
Man, I'm getting one a day.
Out of all of those?
Out of all those chickens.
Nonsense. It's total nonsense. One a day.
Do you want me to drop you some over tomorrow?
Might need it. I got several people saying, let me know when you got some. So come on.
Wow. Yeah, we might have a dozen or two. We may be able to let go too. So if you get in a pickle, let me know.
All right.
But yeah, we're still getting 9 or 10 a day. Still.
Wow.
That's about what I'm getting.
I don't know. I don't know what the secret is, but I got 2 of my hens are the same ages of the 2 hens I gave you.
Yeah.
So you should be. Why they're not giving you 2 eggs a day? I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Wow. There must be
Justin
stress.
was saying, he said, we're not getting a lot of daylight. Sunrise is at 7:30 and sun sets at 4:30. That's not a lot of light. But you guys don't have. I mean, we're under the same sun, and none of us have lights in our chicken coops, right?
No.
I don't have lights in mine.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know if my girls are spending more time in the coop because they don't want to stand in the snow.
Mine are. Mine stay in there all day long.
Yeah.
They come out when I go out there, but other than that, they're inside.
I can tell you, I've watched videos where people say they have snow. If you sprinkle hay or straw or whatever over the top of that snow, they'll walk on it. But if you don't do that, a lot of times the chickens aren't interested in walking on snow. But I don't know if that's a fact, but worth a try.
Well, we have that cover, the part of on the side where their food is. We have that covered with the metal.
Yeah.
And there's no snow in there.
Okay.
So
I'll try giving them somewhere.
around.
I'll try giving them somewhere to walk off the snow.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times where people just spread out hay right on the ground, and the chickens would go out where the hay stopped. So apparently, I guess chickens probably may not like walking on snow. Don't know. Mine don't walk in snow at all. So, but that could be a factor if they're not coming out enough and they're not seeing enough daylight. Could be what's going on. I was going to ask you guys if you got any really fancy things you're going to be cooking on during the holidays. Anything like the turkey,
Cookies,
hams,
fudge,
prime rib.
Prime rib. Yes. Now you're talking my language. Where'd you get your prime rib at?
Your dad's making.
No, they didn't get it.
Oh, they didn't get the prime rib.
It was way outrageously expensive.
Huh? Terrebonne over here, they have prime rib there once in a while. And, I bought a prime rib from them. It was last year, but this year I have no idea if they have it again. If it's priced very good, but It sure tasted good.
Yeah,
So,
they were at Costco, and it was I don't know the poundage, but it was $154.
ow! How big?
Yeah,
How
and
big a
and,
piece?
and my mom said it was a small one.
Wow.
Did y'all hear about the fire at F5 in Prineville?
No.
F5 Smokehouse, where a lot of people get and take their meats. Definitely send in all the prayers and good thoughts to those folks. There was just recently new buyers of the business, and then yesterday there was a huge fire in the smokehouse that got out of control. It looked pretty bad.
Oh, wow.
Don't wish that
So
on
sad.
anybody.
Hi, Cottonwood.
So, oh, hi there. The last thing I was going to bring up is we don't talk about it much on this channel and stuff, but is there certain areas that you're definitely noticing the inflation?
Everywhere.
Buying
Yeah.
food.
What's some of the areas that are really feel like they're stinging you a lot? Like, like us as feed. I know all three of us. The feed is one of them.
Yeah, all of us there.
Even the chicken feed is just ridiculous.
I know. I think chicken feed, a 50-pound bag where I go is 21. It could be 22 by now. And my pig feed 14, but they're 40-pound bags. They're like $14, but they were like 12. And then the chickens used to be down like 16, 17. But I think my chicken feed has gone up more than my pig feed.
Yeah, I think it's 21 something now.
Yeah, it hurts.
And the chicken scratch the same. But if you go on Walmart.com, you can get it for $13.
Jeez.
Yeah, my daughter, she does have the what 6 boxes of scratch sitting at her house over in Vancouver.
Well, yeah, it's one thing to get a good deal, but you got to learn how to ship it to the right place.
Tell me about it.
Oh my God, that was so stupid. Well, she was the last person I sent something to, and I just forgot to switch it back.
You tell her she's not getting any Christmas presents?
Otherwise, she would have had 16 boxes there.
Wow.
So, yeah.
John, you're on propane. Okay. That's your normal. So we are on propane in our house, and it's outrage. Oh, your propane cost?
Oh, yeah.
Just had a tank filled for $800.
How much is your tank, John?
Oh my gosh.
We just had ours filled for, I think, $210.
And it was only half empty,
Yeah,
right?
it was only half empty.
Half empty.
And that was my last question, but we're almost like down to a minute here. But any particular utilities that are just stunning you lately as far as cost?
Electric's gone up.
Yeah.
Even with their solar, since we're not generating enough.
Wow.
It was what?
270.
270. And that's using solar, mostly solar.
Yeah. So they have a solar array on their roof. And yeah, that hurts.
Little
But
farm up
if
there.
it makes you feel better, I know we're up to $400 a month right now this time of year. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we were last year too without the solar.
yeah. Well, we also had a broke down heat exchanger, but we got that fixed, so we're hoping that'll improve. But that's electricity sounds like all of us are getting stung.
Yep.
And guess what? It's the end of the show already. Yeah,
Hopefully
we're
we
like,
were entertaining.
yes. If anything, it was all about the hat today. All about your hat and your jingle, 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 jingle. I like it. Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching today. A lot of folks I know catch our show after the fact. Please take the time to leave a comment and say hello and tell us any interesting stories you've had with the weather and your animals and all that good stuff. So I want to thank everybody that's been watching. I want to thank my hosts. And next week, we'll see everybody one more time, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with the holidays. So, guys, have a great evening, and thanks for watching us. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
And I got to push the button. This video is made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available on Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos. all over the whole wide world. Thanks.